Good afternoon, good evening, and good day. And good morning to those of you on the West Coast. And let's pull up the chat. There we go. Let's make sure we've got this particular version edited correctly so that it's in the live stream bucket. And that it's not made for kids. And we didn't use AI. There's a big screen down there. I don't know why. Let's see. The thing is, don't use that screen during this broadcast. So save those changes. And then make sure the chat is set right. Probably is it. It has been the last few months. There we go. And then we go into the control room. We'll do an audio sample to make sure that we sound right. Although, hey Lee, good to see you, Lee. It says on YouTube, it says connect your encoder to go live, but yet you're clearly seeing me, so there we go. I don't know what was up with that. Now let's unmute. There'll be a little bit of echo while I check the audio. Ooh, it sounds bad. All right, so let's hit the button again. Okay. Now let's check it again. Right here. That is the worst. So it probably changed the microphone when it changed the stupid camera, even though it shouldn't have. Yep, there it is. Nobody asked for these changes. You found the devices I always use, and yet thing. All the more reason for me to get rid of them before the renewal. All right, so now let's uncheck and see. That's like, hello, Chop Frog. It's good to see you. I didn't get the microphone cable for you guys yet because it's in the closet back there, and it's at the very bottom of the closet, so it hadn't been done yet. They have their own microphone. You want to say good morning? You want to say hi? Why do you look so pissed off? Who's that? Is that you? Yeah, that's Makoto. All right, let's see. Anders says good evening. Good evening to you there, Anders. In Stockholm, Sweden. And we've got Lee says it sounds much better now. Thank you. Thank you. Too adorable. Lee said you're adorable. Yeah? Is that a smile? I think that's a smile. Yeah, you like being adorable, don't you? She's got the monitor over here, and then I've got you guys between me and the camera. So, all right. So I know there's nothing in the notebook because I forgot to make one. So if you guys have any topics you want to talk about, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to react to a few real quick. And then who knows what goes on from there. Giant concrete orbs at the bottom of the ocean could store massive amounts of renewable energy. That's hopefully it's not a video. I'm curious about what they're claiming there. And it blinked for some reason. It did open though. Here's why you still can't get an electric car with a solid-state battery, because they don't exist. Well, not outside of like the labs and stuff, like, you know, the trial sizes, samples. Oh. Predictions of retired Army General. Dyer. Oh, good, it's not a video. So let's do share, and we will look at this together and see what we think of it. We're going to not background audio. I'm going to share screen. I got a little beach ball. And it's back. Okay, so we're going to talk about giant orbs. All right. Thinking giant concrete orbs at the bottom of the ocean could store massive amounts of renewable energy. Then they've got some takeaways. Let's see if it's even worth getting into. Concrete spheres as batteries, hollow concrete spheres on the seafloor, renewable energy by pumping seawater. Oh, we've seen something similar to this. So they pump seawater out to create a vacuum, and then they let it rush back in to spin turbines generating energy, or electricity rather. Scalable and efficient Each sphere stores a modest energy, but parks of multiple spheres could deliver hundreds of megawatt hours with the efficiency of around 75 to 85, 75 to 80%, and lifespan of 50 to 60 years. I don't know if they can do that without maintenance, considering they're going to be in the ocean. Global potential. See, the ones I saw were floating in the ocean and weren't made of concrete, and they did the same thing. They pumped air out and then let the water come in, spin the turbine, use that spin to make electricity. And let's see. So what's different for these guys other than the concrete? I'm about to lose the microphone. The baby has gripped it. Yeah, you did. You did. It's like, oh, you see me there, huh? 77 times greater than what we feel at sea level. There's their diagram. See, I have a feeling you wouldn't need these if you had the wind farm right there. Yeah. Okay. Solar farm right there as well. See, I think the wind and solar together would be probably sufficient, but it's a prettier picture this way, I suppose. There's a city out in the distance. All right. So the concept is disarmingly simple. Picture a hollow concrete sphere on the seafloor when excess power is available, say from nearby onshore wind farm. What are you doing? You have a remote. What are you doing with a remote? This child loves remotes. Should probably try to consume it next. From a nearby offshore wind farm, it's used to pump seawater out of the sphere. Oh, okay, so use this instead of batteries in this case. That's why they drew it that way. The floating concept I saw didn't need that. So mischievous. It's used to pump seawater out of the sphere, creating a vacuum-like condition inside. And then when energy is needed, a valve opens and seawater rushes back in, driven by the crushing pressure of the ocean. As it re-enters, it spins the turbine, which generates electricity. That process is reversible and can be repeated hundreds of times per year. I will say they have a point about the greater pressure at the seafloor than what you would see at the surface. I'm wondering now if the only reason the other one was at the surface was because it was using wave energy to do the pumping, and then this would make more sense if you're using external energy to do the pumping, and then you can just let the water back in to spin the turbines. All right, that's kind of cool. Trying to get on. All right, come on in. It's the same link as before, and I'll pop you on in. All right, let's see. Unless they're the same company, that's possible. Now the team is preparing to test on the waters off Long Beach. Okay. The new prototype is about 29.5 feet in diameter, weighing about 400 tons. It'll be anchored between 500 and 600 meters. Look at this, look at feet, meters, and then a conversion to feet underwater. It's expected to begin operating by the end of 2026, storing up to 0.4 megawatt hours of electricity. That's not bad, 400 kilowatt hours. Enough to power a typical home for 2 to 3 weeks. I guess I'm not a typical home. It would power me more than a week, though. Let's see. 400 kilowatt hours. Let's call it 30. It's probably not enough. 30. 13 days. Okay. The test run is scaling up towards. It's a big step towards scaling up the technology. Yeah. It's one of those things that you'd like to see. Hey, there's some on the surface there. Are they being constructed? Whoa, baby, stop. What did you throw down? You want back? How about this? Don't throw the remote. What is this? Ew. Okay. Turn the ocean floor into an energy bank. Maybe that's them under construction because these are like barges, and there's being pushed out there. So this is obviously a rendering. If they're just getting the first prototype ready, they're not going to have a fleet of them ready to drop. Yep, rendering illustrating the production of 30-meter spheres for I'm not even sure how I would pronounce that. Seton Sea Park. Credit Spira. Yes, baby, where are we going? Oh, told you don't drop the remote. It's a variation of a central concept pumped storage hydroelectricity. Yep. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Looks 3D printed. Oh, it is a 3D printer. I was going to say, it looks 3D printed. Is this another rendering? Yes. Or is it a really, really dolled up picture of the one they've got? Yeah. So it's a good concept. We'll let them play it out and we'll talk more as it gets in. And then we will see what else I pulled up here. What did this one end up being? A video? It did not. Share this tab instead. You dropped that too. Don't need the remote. All right, so we'll close that first one. Close the new tab window. Huh? Ah. Hey. Oh, what? It's a back scratcher? Here. That better? Yeah. Now it's a comb? I don't have a comb with my fingers here. I'm not going to eat the remote. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Really? Oh, you don't want to share what you were saying with the world? Okay. All right, here's what you let you drop the remote. Well, I didn't let you hold the camera. So here's why you still can't get an electric car with a solid-state battery. Let's see why they say. Yes? Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's why you can't buy an electric car with a solid-state battery today. Let's see what he says. I fixed these after the last one. There was a software update to the interface, which meant that they turned off the secondary headphones for reasons. Do you hear me? Do you hear you? Here. Say something. Yeah. Ba ba ba. Yeah, you do hear it? Do you hear me? Okay. So the reason that you still can't get an electric car with a solid-state battery are performance and safety. That makes sense. Solid-state batteries offer 4 times the energy density of Model 3 batteries, or anybody else's batteries for that matter. Ultra-fast charging, 10 to 80% in 5 minutes. Okay. And are less prone to thermal runaway, reducing fire risks. Okay, those are the advantages. Why are the nots? Limited availability, yep. Despite interest from Toyota for almost 30 years, Volkswagen, Ford, and others No electric cars with solid state batteries are currently in the US due to manufacturing scale limitations. Okay. Tell us something new. Let's see. Industry progress. Companies like Donut Lab, Factorial Energy, Mercedes, BMW, and Rimac are developing solid state tech with demonstration vehicles planned for 26, and innovations like 3D printing may speed up mass production. Yes, sweetie. Okay. I'm not sure about Donut. We'll see on them. The others all have shown stuff. And like I said, Toyota's been doing this since shortly after the launch of the second gen Prius. So we'll see it when we actually see it. All right, here's some robot arms building EV batteries. Whose batteries are these? I'd want to say GM, but they're cylindrical, and I think GM uses prismatic. Whose are these? They're too big to be Rivians because they use 2170s. And those look like 4680s. So this would be, to me, a Chinese factory. Because, well, Tesla doesn't use white robots. They use red ones. And they don't do their packs this way anymore. So who is this? It doesn't say. So just Shutterstock. Anyway, EVs of all types are quickly becoming more popular, and public policy is changing as quickly as technology behind them. Jersey now requires e-bike riders to be licensed and insured. Oh, speaking of e-bikes, I am going to take a little stroll in a minute, and we're going to talk about also. We've touched on them before, but then I saw a Monroe tour of the facilities, and I guess not even the facilities. Monroe interview and look at the prototypes and ride on. We'll talk about it in a minute because that's yes. Oh, how? Ah, what are you trying to do? I'm gonna leave that there. Ah, you can't go for it. You don't walk yet. You're tangled in my cord. All right. Let's see. Okay. I'll get the remote for you. Where'd you put it? I don't see it. Oh, that's the remote. I thought it was a toy. Yeah, don't drop it again. Anyway, New Jersey is requiring what with the e-bikes? There we go. New Jersey requires all e-bike riders to be licensed and insured. And some Verge motorcycles are now equipped with a new solid-state battery tech from Donut Lab. So we'll see. Mm. Yes. Right. Don't throw that microphone or the remote. Yeah, you tried to drop it. I saw you. Think you're slick. This phone-sized battery packs 4 times the watt-hours per kilogram as the battery in the Tesla Model 3, and Donut claims it can be charged from 10 to 80% in just 5 minutes and will last for 100,000 charge cycles. I'm assuming 10 to 80% or 20 to 80%, just based on what other people rate their charge cycles as being. Or it could be the full 100% charge cycle. Rah. Yes. Help you with what? Your iPad? What's wrong with your iPad? It doesn't have sound. What happened to the sound?
It's gone.
It's gone. When did it go? Today?
It was gone. When I eat.
When you were eating?
When eating, then after I game, then it's gone. When I make a game. Oh!
Okay.
That
Turn it down some.
was one.
Yeah, it was loud.
Say hi.
Hi. Okay, turn that down or get it out here. Oh, you made your sister cry. It's okay. She's playing without you? And you're sleepy? What do you want to do? I'm trying to turn you around here. Yeah, you're very sleepy. Look at you. You just lay back. Oh, we're not gonna pull hair now. Yeah. Okay. So, solid-state batteries are less prone to thermal runaway than lithium cells. Lithium ions, they are lithium though. Oh well. Charging concerns are the biggest obstacle to widespread EV adoption. Are they really? I mean, like, where am I going to charge? Yeah, absolutely. What's wrong, dude? What's wrong? You're sleepy, yeah. You want the remote back? Will that make you feel better? Here. Oh, I know it makes you feel better. I got one of these. You want one of these? Let's have one of these together. Here, you have one, I have one. Yeah. It'll work for a while. It'll end up putting it all over my shirt. Now I'll have to change my shirt. So global automotive giants, I've been going at it, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you about solid-state batteries, how they don't have liquid electrolyte in them. It's kind of a thin article. Let's see what these comments are. I'm curious. Let's see. I want to know how they last 100,000 charge cycles. They're suggesting it's the physics of the thing. He's got more to his comment. Let's see. If this battery were charged and discharged at that 5 minutes from 10 to 80% charge rate, my math says it would take approximately 1,000 days of cycling at max rate with 0 breaks for the battery to go through 100,000 cycles. I think it's unreasonable to think that level of testing has been done. From what we've seen in the battery labs, though, they do. Maybe not for this one. They probably extrapolated that, but I'm sure that the older prototypes have been going through this, and then they can make a reasonable inference that the older prototypes have done this, and we haven't changed too much, so these ones should do it as well. And then they'll have to put a warranty on it. Jenna says it's pretty easy to simulate using just a single battery, not putting the whole assembly. Nothing remarkable about that. About that is product development. Got to eliminate all those. Not used to jumping like that. All those engineering issues first that creep into it, and then production side. Nobody's rushing this tech since it would put out a product that fails to develop it. Look at lithium now compared to how the first phone batteries were. Fair enough. Different chemistry works well for different applications. Lithium ion for weight considerations, sodium for non-moving applications since weight is an issue. Right now you have different engines for combustion to achieve different benefits, and it'll be the same for batteries. It already is for batteries that way. Expect the batteries to move faster in smaller modes of transportation, and battery assist for bicycles is pretty much taking over that segment. They'll compete where they can dominate first. Yeah. Andrew replies, even a single battery, not the whole pack, would still have to cycle for 1,000 days to prove this. We're only talking a couple years here. They've been in development for 30 or more, but active. Hey, we're doing this public for 30, so no big deal. I understand the development cycle on this. Clearly not, unless you're saying that this particular one has not been tested, and you might be right about that. What I am saying is that, let's see, it just seems like unproven claims because it would take 3 years to run this test, even on a single cell within the battery. What I'm saying is that the statement also makes it sound much better than it probably is, although that's for sure. Also, in normal lithium batteries, age seems to be as big a factor as cycling, so that is also hard to test. Again, if you continue to test your old prototypes as you make the new ones, you can get a reasonable nobody except for the 13 people that actually are a member. You playing with my cord? Why? You look so sleepy. The regulator ruled that the strike presented a valid exception under Swedish law, however, citing constitutional protections for industrial actions. Yeah? I don't know if they would appreciate a strike at a gas station, or worse than a gas station, a whole. Or would they even have that though? Because they own all the gas there. No, that's Norway. I'm sorry. I'm curious. I know there'd be a lot more angry people though. That's for sure.
True. True.
Tesla responded by appealing the administrative court to the administrative court in Linköping, claiming that it has the right to connection within a reasonable period. That is true as well. Generally, no more than 2 years. 2 years is reasonable? I'd say that's excessive. Well, like they're asking for a data center connection, like where there just is no capacity for it. Wow, that requires some patience right there. Okay, let's see. The administrative court today finds that in granting the company requests in practice requires the same thing as the blockade, and that would mean the blockade would be ineffective. Okay. Such a decision would contradict the principle that the labor market conflicts should be resolved to the greatest extent possible by the labor market parties, not by the state. I mean, I see where you're going in principle. But again, this isn't labor. This is the union itself versus the company. Because the labor is fine, or there wouldn't be any work at the Tesla store. There would be a real strike.
Right.
Instead of people working in filth with no lights. Although I think most of that action did go away with their little truce. Let's see here. Oh, hey, Anders is in the X chat as well. Excellent. And the court concluded that the Electricity Act does not conflict with the EU regulations and that special reasons justified the extended delay. I mean, special reasons to me would be like, data centers eating up all the transformers, not that because their friends or think they're having a strike, that we're going to not help the same company just because we're friends with that company. It's a company, but organization. I guess on paper they probably are a company, the union. while the ruling was unanimous, Justice Sweden may appeal the decision to a higher administrative court. Yeah, that's how it works. Unanimous or not, you can still appeal if it's not the highest level of authority in the area. I'm curious the comments on this. Anders says no live stream in the YouTube app on Android, only buffering. Oh, it shows me on.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was trying to, it was going for a while and it just went off. But I thought I turned it off. Because I was listening to you at first as I was getting ready.
Yeah.
To you, then I noticed it went off.
I wonder if this is a YouTube thing, because last time it froze me at the end of the show was definitely the streaming software, but this one I'm not sure what's going on because YouTube themselves is showing me just fine.
Yeah, I'm looking at my other device, one of my iPad here, and it's like it's just spinning.
It's spinning
on the YouTube side.
Huh.
Now,
let me click over to Stream Health. It says the stream is healthy, so this has got to be a YouTube thing. Because that was YouTube saying it's healthy, so I wonder if they're having an outage or an attack. I mean, I'm sure they've done something to piss people off lately, so it could be an attack.
There's been a lot going on lately in
a whole lot. There was the kids in the region here. They wanted to run a protest, and the adults bullied them out of it.
Yeah, but I think is it like they want to correct shorts and things now? They want to be more like.
Well, no, this was a political protest, and they got bullied out of it. Okay. The adults were saying you should do this during school hours, and we're paying taxes for you to like. Do you guys realize how many school protests have been on since my mom was a kid? I'm sure before that, but at least since then. And then one of the reporters got up in the mix and looked like they got threatened, and so then the kid who was arranging it said, "Well, we're not trying to." The whole point is they wanted something safe and peaceful. So once the folks with the guns started stirring stuff up, they're like, well, we were going to skip school for a day and come back tomorrow, but we need to all get back tomorrow, so we'll do this another time. And I think that's a good decision because in the region, it hasn't, it's not just law enforcement that shoots people. It's they lynched people regularly. So it's a prudent move. So shame that they got bullied though, because you're supposed to be teaching them how to interact in society, and that ain't it, Chief.
Correct.
Oh yes. So about this, let's go ahead and see what these comments are real quick, and then we'll get on what you have to talk about, and then we'll go back to the bikes, because I was excited by the bikes this week. Sounds like a few people have been paid handsomely by the unions. Yeah. The unions are so pervasive in Sweden that you either bend to their will or you fail. Politicians, judges, company CEOs, and executives would be unemployed if they went against the unions. This is true. And yeah, I'm sure there are many benefits to being pro-union. Yeah, I mean, if the union's doing what the members want, then great. This is them acting on their own for themselves. You sound as clueless as the stories about dumb folks going somewhere outside the U.S. and demanding foreign countries honor your Second Amendment rights. This isn't that. What part of it being a unanimous decision on appeal on top of losing on the original decision do you not understand? Maybe it's everything to do with not understanding their constitution. What does that have to do with their right to appeal the decision? Have you chosen a side? It certainly sounds like you have. Yeah, another fine example of folks who not only don't understand but refuse to learn even after the story is explained to you. I mean, I've been watching it for 2 years. I would be totally for it if anybody there wanted it.
I'm mad at you today, huh?
Yeah. She saw her sister go play, and she's like, I have to sit here with you?
Oh, she had to sit there.
Yeah. Well, she had the headphones, and she took them off. Let me put them back on so she says hello to you. Say hi to Marcus. Say hi, Marcus.
Hey.
You see him right there?
Hey. I'm good with the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're talking about, like, you know what you're talking about. Please explain then to me, a non-Swedish observer, what justification these courts have for ruling against Tesla. Well, the courts obviously said what their justification is. Who knows if it's good enough on appeal, but I guess that's a better question than... No, it's not. The real question is what's going on here. Tesla have correctly applied for connection. Swedish law says they should get one within 2 years, which is now past due. That's why they picked 2 years as reasonable, because the law says that 2 years is reasonable. Electricity supply company won't provide a connection because their union, which is currently at odds with Tesla's, no, because their union is affiliated with the union that is having issues with Tesla. Their union doesn't give a crap. Tesla's over refusal to sign a collective agreement amounting to unionization of its Swedish workforce, which is not required to do so by law. Correct. Decline 1, seemingly contrary to Swedish law. The court said that it's not contrary to Swedish law, but we'll see. There's no law in Sweden which says anyone outside a particular line of work has to join an appropriate union. Right. You don't have to join a union as a individual or as a company. There's no evidence to suggest that Tesla Swedish workers are suffering as a result of their refusal to sign Tesla collective agreements. Right. And that's the part that gets me on this is bogus, because if we had individual workers being abused or requesting this, then that would change the equation so much. Which creates the wages, pensions, working hours. Ergo, the union is failing to provide a service which is required to by law and should be ordered to correct the situation, if necessary, on pain of being significantly and appropriately penalized. They've got so much money, though. They won't be penalized. They're like, oh, next. Meanwhile, all EV owners and operators in Sweden are being, because that's going to be another open station for everyone. Penalized due to not being able to utilize all of Tesla's supercharger network, generally accepted as the best in the world. Yeah. What am I missing? It seems extremely probable that a higher court will eventually rule in Tesla's favor. All right, so I don't know about that part, and the only other part I disagreed with in their comment was that that the electric union has a problem with Tesla. It's IF Metal coercing the electric union to participate. All right, so he says, what you don't understand is that mere regulations cannot be used to violate constitutional rights. Whenever there's a conflict between a regulation and a constitutional right, the regulation is only valid so much as the constitutional rights of all parties involved. Okay. Irrelevant that Tesla applied for the permit, permits cannot be used as an end run to violate constitutional right for workers to participate in a sympathy strike. I think what might end up happening out of all of this is that they might lose it, just like everywhere else in the world cannot do sympathy strikes, because it is a little bit bullshit.
Yeah.
If Tesla and Tesla employees have a problem, let them duke it out. If Disney and Disney employees have a problem, let them duke it out. But if Disney is screwing the writers in Sweden, but the grocery store won't sell them eggs, that's what the heck? That's what's going on here. Oh, you didn't pay the writers enough, so we've decided that we are going to let the garbage pile up in your facilities. Are you part of the same union? No, we're part of the garbage makers union. Well then, what does that do with the writers? You only conflate the company with the union. Yes, you did. Irrelevant it's not their union. The workers' constitutional rights cannot be violated because their employer has an obligation to a third party. What? Constitutional rights of each employee supersedes the obligations of the company enters into. Oh, he's saying that because the company has a contract doesn't mean that the company can make the workers do it. Yeah, but again, their union doesn't have an issue with Tesla. With that agreement between the company and the workers enshrines the workers' rights to sympathy strike in this exact situation. The union and the individual workers are not party to any agreements that the company makes with other third parties. And workers are not chattel forced to do labor. We're not saying they need to be slaved into doing it. Because, if Tesla pissed off the electric workers and had a strike against them directly, I don't think anybody would say anything. Tesla 100% has 100% right not to enter any agreement with any workers. Yeah, they do. But it sure doesn't seem that way in practice, does it? Because you guys keep... we're going to get you over here. Anders, I had trouble getting in as well. But it still looks fine over here. What's going on? Is yours messed up this week at all, my friend?
Hey, ask him, is he using the other link? Because I went, you told me I used the other link, but that didn't work. Get on. I don't know if that's the case. I went back and looked. You told me, the link. I went and used the last link to the show. Yeah. And that one didn't get me in. It was just.
It wouldn't? Oh, let me get that over to Brian as well.
The one you sent, then I was able to get on.
Okay. Yeah, let me send another one to Brian then.
That may be what he's talking about.
Maybe. If I can spell. Oh, it's in Gmail. He's not in my Gmail. Why are we in Gmail? There we go. There he is. He was the first one. Send. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know why I was trying to use Gmail. And my screen had drifted up into the lights. Let's drift it back down in front of the screen, in front of the camera. There we go.
You and your cool glasses. I was looking to it. Like,
yeah. Gmail's like regular mail, but 1,000. I use the one from the front page of YouTube, which should work, which tells me it's their problem. Yeah, I think it is a YouTube issue going on right now, but shame that it always has issues when it's my turn. Right. Today, but keep it free to reference. Okay. That's fine, and I appreciate it. And yeah, so I think that this union is about to ruin the Swedish way for the Swedes out of their self-interest, not Swedes' self-interest, but out of metal's self-interest, and got a little big for their britches. All they had to do was just kind of foam up some dissent and then get people pissed off, and then it'd look like a real strike, and then everybody would be against Tesla. They didn't do it that way. Thought they'd found an easy target to make a statement, and really all it's done is got the world looking at why is the Swedish way with this sympathy stuff. Irrelevant, the workers in question have decided to be a member of a union, and they decided to lawfully participate in. Oh, we're still talking about the electric union. Okay, I was about to say, because there are only 13 of them at Tesla. And let's see. Actually, there's ample evidence of this, starting with workers being ineligible for certain unemployment benefits. What's 5? Evidence of what? Because there's no obligation for workers to prove they are harmed in order to participate in their constitutional right to sympathy strike. Who at Tesla has had issues with their unemployment benefits? Because I'm sure that then at that point everybody would jump in. There's no ergo because every single one of yours.
They was having problems with. They saying, what was it again now?
It sounds like he's suggesting that either somebody in metal or somebody in the electric union is having trouble with their unemployment benefits because of this. Or not in metal, but in Tesla. That would be covered by metal, but I mean, I'm glad to be proven wrong on that, but we haven't heard anything to that effect outside of Sweden. Let's see. He says that she can't say ergo. Ergo is fundamentally faulty. You're attempting to build a pyramid on a foundation of blocks of ice, and the sunlight of examination has melted away your foundation, collapsing your argument. Not really. Because she got two things wrong. No, the two things she got wrong were don't destroy her argument. The union and workers are not the same legal entity as the company, right? And are not legally obligated to do any labor for Tesla without labor agreement in place between workers and Tesla. What? The union and its workers have an agreement with the electric company to do work, and so apparently they're allowed to have another agreement with another union. That might be what's issue here, but no, you wouldn't have an agreement with everybody you do contract work for. That's just cumbersome. Hey, we need one piece of art done. We need to do an agreement first. And the time to do our event has passed, and we don't have art for our event. You guys suck. No, you just commission it. Give me one piece of art. Ironically, let's see. Ironically, Tesla will be 100% within their rights to demand the union under penalty of law that the work be completed if Tesla enters a collective agreement with those workers. Tesla doesn't care who does the work. The company owes them a connection. The company might have to get new workers, which would give them some trouble because those workers could be considered scabs. So it sounds like the company needs to pay a company that doesn't have a sympathy strike to do the work. What, baby? What? I'm sorry.
Hey, Case, I'm on the law. I mean, I'm new. This is something new to me as well. So they have unions there,
right? Yes,
but we can't here in the United States. In the States.
One more time, please.
I said we can States, so we can't have them in the States with dealing with.
Let me turn you up. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, one more time. In the United States, Ian?
I said they have them. They have unions there with Tesla and Swedish, but we don't. We can't here in the United States.
Well, you can, but they won't. Same thing there. They won't join the agreement, so they it won't do you any good.
Gotcha.
But worse, because of the at-willness, they might let you go for reasons. Yeah. But over there, the member is a member of the union, but the union isn't in an agreement with Tesla, so they have 13 people who are part of the union, but it doesn't do them any good except that they get to pay for nothing because the union is not providing them anything in that particular company.
Yeah, like out here in Texas, Texas is an at will state.
Yeah. Mommy, what? Mommy's over there? Okay, well, she wants mommy. She sees her sister. She's still ready to play, even though she's sleepy. What are you stepping on over there? It sounds bad. Sister's gone. I know she's gone. She can't carry you anyway. You're too big. You're more than half her weight. It wouldn't go over very well. She's back. Look, there she is. She is her mom now. She's very sleepy. And I wasn't comfortable enough for her. Usually she just falls right asleep, but I think what it is she wanted some music, and I can't do any music while we do this. So.
Oh no, you getting this copy? You getting a little hyphen mark all the time.
So here we have from somebody actually in Sweden. Here, signing a collective agreement is voluntary. There is no law that says you must sign a collective agreement. Exactly. Yeah. And so, but that goes for the worker and the company. So you've got 13 workers who did decide that they wanted to do it. And one company decided they weren't going to do it. And about 220 other people who also didn't do it. So for these 13 people for the last 2 years, there's been the real strike of the 13 people, but they've been showing up for work, it seems, because every now and then when the people who are monitoring this strike go around, they might see 5 people out there with the picket line. Sounds like at least another 8 people are committing wage fraud, but let's not make too many allegations there. Just saying the numbers don't add up. But anyway, because those 13 people want their union represented in Tesla, we've had naval blockades, we've had electrical blockades, we've had so on and so forth. The mail not being delivered, the trash not picked up, the floors not mopped. I mean, again, if the whole workforce felt like that, that would be extremely effective. But they have a right not to join, but yet I agree. It's just, it wouldn't even be as weird if it was not for the sympathy part of it. Like if it was just 13 people just out there for 2 years getting paid, fine. And then they could convince their coworkers to join or not join. But like I said, I use this as an example. Let's keep on the Tesla thing. Okay, so Tesla won't let metal get represented in their company, and the same Egg Growers Association decides that they're not allowed to have eggs for any reason. I don't know what Tesla uses eggs for other than breakfast, but it's like that. And in fact, I'd like to see that happen because I'm curious how the reporting would go. In other news today, Tesla Sweden can't get eggs because this metal workers group 2 years ago decided that they wanted to have a written agreement with Tesla, and the written agreement said that the employees will have this, and this, and the employees actually already have these greater things than what they've asked for.
Yeah,
and then people are like, well, what do you want? you want a pay cut? We'll give you a pay cut. All right, so I believe Andrew's coming up there, and we will finish the rest of this guy's comment. Let's see. All right, Tesla will be 100% within their rights to demand upon penalty of law that the work be completed if Tesla enters agreement. No. Oh, well, yes. But why would Tesla enter an agreement with the electrical workers? Those aren't their employees. And that would be even worse. Like, oh, you won't join a union for your own employees, but you'll join them for some other company? That's extra stupid. like literally, if they said, "Oh no, we're not in agreement with metal, but we're in agreement with electrical workers," yeah. And then they could go to the electrical workers union and say, "You guys are violating the agreement. We're taking you to court." I mean, yeah, they could do it, but that's even more stupid than this. Right. There's no forced labor in union in Sweden. Yeah, absolutely. Any labor done in Sweden is done by consent of the worker. Okay. And the consent of the workers is done through collectives. And that's fine. The weird part is the sympathy collectives. That, and again, that the actual people affected haven't asked for this. Let's see. Multiple companies and unions, by whatever negotiated method that both workers and employers agree to. There's no agreement until there's an agreement. There's no consent until there's consent. There's no forced labor without consent. Oh, there's the money, and then there's the work. And if there is no work, there is no money. Sounds pretty straightforward. But these guys have the money. Well, the company has the money, and so the electric company can't compel the electric company workers to do the work. But the electric company has the money, so now they need to get the work done somehow. So it sounds like they're going to need to have somebody else do the work. And obviously not directly under their employee, because then that would be scabs, and that'd be a big no-no. So they're going to have to give that money to another company. They're going to lose money on this because the other company's probably going to charge what they charge or more. Oh, well. But see, again, that's the sympathy part of it all. Like, how could the electric company know that they were going to get sucked into this? How is that the electric company's fault?
Right.
Anyway, that is Tesla's. No, it's not Tesla's problem. It's the electric company's problem at this point. That is some mafia-esque stuff right there. Anyway, he claims it's Tesla's problem, and they have absolutely no legal impact at all in this case. I'm not sure why you thought it had any relevance at all. Well, until the next level court tells them no, they do have the ability to request it. To get it, who knows? This is the key part. What you're missing is the desire to actually understand. What? You think anybody doesn't want to understand this game of strings? You don't actually care about any of the legalities. I didn't get that from her comment. You're missing what you're intentionally choosing to miss. No, you are definitely strawmanning the girl right now. And any response that you choose to post, there's nothing I can do to help. Well, maybe if you continue to try to explain without name calling and saying what somebody's thinking. As your position requires you miss everything, you continue to miss it all. Why? Prove me wrong. Why would she care? She's trying to understand it, and say that she's got the wrong lens. Absolutely, she's willing to understand, but calling her names isn't going to make it happen. The nation of Sweden is clearly forcing Tesla to engage in the U.S. Department of Commerce in this ridiculous matter to stop sales in this country. What does the U.S. Department of Commerce have to do with anything? This is Tesla Sweden versus everybody that IF Metal is coercing. They tried to get IF Germany to do it, and IF Germany said they got their own issues. Plus, I think sympathy strikes are not legal in Germany, so that would have also made them exposed. Let's see. Either engage the U.S. Department of Commerce in this ridiculous matter or to stop sales in the country. What does the government have to do with any of this? IF Metal would love to see Tesla stop sell in this country. The government doesn't care. They're going to collect their taxes left or right. The entire nation of Sweden is joining IF Metal in the collusion campaign. No, they're not. It is what it is. There are trade agreements that obviously have been broken in this situation. I'll agree with that. Irony here is that IKEA is essentially non-unionized in the U.S. Oh, that is ironic, isn't it? So what would be the narrative be if the U.S. forced IKEA to hire only Teamsters Union workers or else but the government isn't doing this. So that's where you're wrong there. The government's not forcing this. Cheers, Timothy. Good to see you. Let's see. Labor unions began in the 18th century, but they eventually evolved from the guilds that were formed in the Middle Ages in order for craftsmen and other industries to control monopolies. Their history involves religious persecution by blocking non-Christians from their professions. They started as thug gangs years ago, and nothing has changed today. There's a lot of old stuff we have around the world that is interesting. Yeah, so he's thinking that Sweden is doing this. It's IF Metal. So his comment's a little bit off. Kangaroo Court, the judge effectively made a state decision in this labor market conflict and then justified it by claiming the state should not decide. But they said unanimous. How many is unanimous? Is it 3 judges or 2? Or it can't be 1 and be unanimous. Well, the standard of living and quality of life hugely better than the average U.S. citizen. Yep. Healthcare, support to retrain when made unemployed, decent free medical care for everyone, care in old age, caring, open, intelligent society, freedom to have a decent, secure life. Like in the USA, where Musk fired the entire supercharger team on a whim, was a ludicrously self-centered individual. It was kind of looking pretty silly that he did that, and thankfully the company recovered from it, but that could have been bad. Take all those standards and install them in other countries. All the stands, and yeah, they could do that as well, but why? He's saying take the supercharger out, all the superchargers out, and put them somewhere else. With obstacles like that, I would have left the country long ago. It's crazy, but I understand it's not as easy giving advice from behind a screen. I hope Tesla perseveres. I hope that everybody comes to an agreement over there, because why should the drivers of Sweden suffer just because somebody wants something over there? Like, you're literally my way of the highway. Stand your ground. Tesla fight on. I can't give in to this. IKEA is the only thing coming out of Sweden other than Swedish Fish, the female volleyball team. You really need to do more research. I have a lot of Swedish stuff in my house. Mostly electric, but hey. Ericsson, ABB, yep. Okay, the ASA part, Spotify, Atlas, couple. See, that's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of stuff. ABB, Volvo, Alpha, all the Volvo's Chinese now. Alpha, Laval, AstraZeneca, that's drugs. Electrolux, like I said, I have a lot of electrical stuff. Saab. So the only Saab that matters to us now is the jets. Sandvik, and unfortunately H&M as well. You don't like the clothes? It's something to look at. I don't know if I've actually personally bought anything from H&M. My wife has, though. Fish, though, I assume you think of Norway. But Swedish Fish, the candy doesn't come from Norway, does it? I assume that she meant Swedish Fish, that he meant Swedish Fish, the candy, right? Mr. Speck says Swedish Fish is the candy sold in the U.S. Like molecule saltfish but instead of a colored, insanely sweet fruit taste. Yeah, they've Americanized them for the American market, right? Gotta crank up that sugar. I'm curious, what is it in the Swedish Constitution that supports artificial label monopoly blackmailing an employer? I think it's just like the other guy tried to say, the free association, and that the company can't force them to do anything. Margaret says nothing, but the right to strike is protected under the Swedish instrument of government rendering. Sorry, that's not rendering. That's Regeringsformen. Specifically, Chapter 2, Section 14, which grants labor unions and employer organizations the right to take industrial action unless restricted by law or agreement. Since there is no CBA in place, there's no duty of peace either. I think that's a loophole that these guys have, the sympathy strikes. And I think that's the reason why every other country has explicitly called out that you can't do it, because they didn't want this. Like getting involved, tying up judges for something that should be literally just between two companies, or I should say two organizations. The company and the union, trying to represent the workers in the one place. Or in this case, that represents 13 workers in the place and wants to do more, but the company doesn't recognize them. So it would be like, oh yeah, we need this. And then those 13 people just never show up. But because of the law, they can't get fired, but they don't have to get paid either, because the union will pay them. Interesting. There are, of course, exemptions and restrictions, and certain essential service workers, like police and military, are barred from striking under separate laws. The court has, of course, taken this in consideration. And then that's when I realized that we're one of the few that has federal mail. When I found out that the mail was blockaded, I was like, what? How does that work? Because the mail is not federal over there. So it seems that the Constitution is misinterpreted by the mafia running the government. No, like I said, it's probably a loophole that it's not barred, so it's allowed. The matter of protests being limited between the affected parties makes sense. Yeah, and that's I think the problem is that it's not. There's anything in there saying that it can only be the people who are at odds with each other can be doing stuff to each other. However, they are allowing the opposing group to include the entire country in its party. Yes, which violates the spirit of the Constitution. They are forcing its company versus the country. Yes. This explains why their system is so insane. It's been fully corrupted by the Swedish mafia. How insane. How many Tesla workers are on strike fighting for this agreement that have been paid by the whole time by the union? From what we understand, 13, not none. The Tesla employees don't want it. That's the crazy part. All right, so it's up to 50 now. Some 50 persons are included. Interesting facts. But still, 50 is way lower than the 200 some odd people they accounted for last time I saw a head count. Interesting facts. Tesla employees were granted free membership into IF Metal. Oh, wow. You couldn't get these people to join for free. What does that tell you? Join us. No dues. I'll pass. Wow. I didn't realize that. The strike pay from the union is 130% over the standard 80% as unemployment pay. That's how they're still doing it. Okay. So normally you get 80% of your check. But these guys are getting paid extra to be on strike. Strike payment is exempt from taxes due to them being socialist.
Wow.
Wow. So you're getting 130% of your pay tax free. I'd be out there on the picket line all day, but
right.
But they're not on the picket line most of the time, which is interesting. Do you have like a limit? Like you can only be on strike for 20 hours a week or something? Huh. But even that's not working. I mean, I knew they were getting like more payment than working, but I didn't realize not just more, but like tax free. Shoot, you guys have a lot of taxes over there. Okay, on how to deny Sweden modern infrastructure, superchargers need maintenance as potential union members. Sweden has plenty of modern infrastructure without depending on just Tesla superchargers. Yeah, but even there, they're the most reliable DC fast chargers. The specific chargers are a rounding error on Sweden's charging infrastructure. That's not what I'm hearing. Now do something you're more familiar with, like talking about your directions on Mars and Uranus or whatever. What? He started out all right, but now he's just kind of being mean to everybody in the group. Network name, approximate number of charging points, Vattenfall in charge 5,000, Mayor 3,800, Tesla supercharge 1,374. Okay, but number of charging points. So it sounds like he's talking about the chargers. What are you talking about? The plugs. But are they all DC fast, or are some of them level 2s? Nima Energy is 1,250, Circle K 1,000, Quello 830, Recharge 800, Ionity we know is real, 400. Circle K is real too. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not real. I'm saying that we know that they're not level 2s. So it sounds like the third one in the nation is not just a freaking rounding error. Number of approximate charging locations. Okay, so yeah, so now he's talking about the number of chargers. Mayor has 1,000 locations, so they are probably onesie twosies, or again level 2s. Quello 830, Vattenfall in charge 800, Circle K 500. I would go out to say that most of the Circle Ks are fast. I've seen some level 2 Circle Ks, but since they're mostly gas stations or just out and about freestanding with the Circle K. Recharge 450, Tesla Supercharger 120. We know Tesla Supercharger is not Tesla Destination Charger, so those are all DC fast. Ionity, with only 45 locations, I would imagine that any level 2s they have are going to be attached to the DC fast locations. And then count every socket in every building. Some buildings have low latency, high bandwidth Wi-Fi internet connections. Okay, that I don't. He was trying to make a point. He might not have done it correctly, but that has nothing to do with it. Musk wants to destroy the tradition of workforce solidarity in Sweden. I don't think he cares. Born in Sweden to a Danish mother. Shame on Tesla, afraid of unions. I don't think they're afraid of unions. He just doesn't care. Of little people standing together, he doesn't care about that. Not afraid of bribing workers to vote for Trump. Well, he did do that crap. I think that, had Trump not won, Musk would have faced some fines for that vote buying scheme of his. The climate change denier. He wasn't a climate change denier even during the first version of the administration. I don't know what happened to him other than the money. And he doesn't deny it. He's just all of a sudden like, oh, it's 1,000 parts per million. You can still breathe that. Yeah, but you don't want a headache outdoors. 1,000 inside gives you a headache if they say to open a window. But if you open the window, it brings the headache in. We got a problem. Not afraid of supporting far right parties in the EU. He supports some pretty wild politics. Yes, 15 kids, okay, in an overpopulated world. He doesn't feel it's overpopulated, and depending on the country you look at, it's not. But 15 kids, that's a personal thing. Selfishness on steroids. I don't know. Maybe I'm not to judge that. I'm glad that Swedish workers and the Swedish courts are standing up to this megalomaniac of a bully. So the courts need to look at the law, not whether or not he's a nice guy. Somebody at Tesla, please actually hire someone who understands Swedish labor practices instead of reading social media sites and going around in circles sniffing each other's behinds. So I don't think that anybody who works for that part of Tesla has time for social media because they get pretty busy. And I suspect if they were breaking the law, they would have had other issues to contend with. All right, so that was IF Metal. And let me close, well, not just close this. Let me switch this to another screen, close that one, and then we will hide the display, and we'll get along with Marcus here. Let's see, hide this, adjust that. Boom. What's up, baby? All right. What's up, Marcus?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
What you got going on?
Oh man, nothing. I can't call it. Just getting ready for race season. But I did you catch that thing on the news? I thought I sent it to you. I got sidetracked. I saw it on the news yesterday morning about the current administrator. They rolling back the
EPA.
Yeah. Over sign. Things. I was like. And I posted on my Instagram story. I just couldn't help it. Like I said, I don't try to get into pop, but it's just, I say, America is like, it's the weirdest, like, just don't believe in help. Just don't take things serious. It's just, it's proven. It's history. It's,
I would
it's
say
science.
all of us. I would say that the money of our country doesn't believe in health. And only because it affects their money. I saw a news clip yesterday of this guy who works for a coal plant that was like, yeah, we're going to be doing great now. Like, no, you're not. We don't want coal because it's a pain to maintain. You got all this environmental stuff to worry about even after the rollbacks. And I found out this week that you can't convert coal plants to nuclear, even though they use the same equipment, because the coal plant leaves it too radioactive to comply as a nuclear plant when you go to activate that.
Oh,
yeah.
See,
and so what the nuclear industry is asking for is some kind of reprieve. Like maybe you can say, hey, this is the new base, and if we go above the base at these sites that used to be coal plants, then you can say this is a nuclear catastrophe that we need to remediate or sound the alarm. But if you go to turn it on day one, actually before you fuel it up, it's too radioactive from when it was burning coal.
Gotcha.
To add the fuel. It's like literally you're blocked from refueling it or filling it for the first time. And coal contains uranium, thorium, plutonium, and a whole bunch of other bad stuff. And you got to burn a lot of coal. So, the guy. Huh?
We're just moving backwards, man.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I wonder if these guys have somebody have a write up on it. Charging demand is growing, but is the infrastructure keeping up? No. Rivian R2 squeezed out 6 extra miles of range with its innovative design. All right. I saw a bunch of previews, but it's so far out that I'm not really excited by it yet.
Yeah.
But bring it on, and I'll be glad to see it come out. More about the Slate truck. China safety. I guess I should probably just type in EPA on this. Waymo's wild-looking Chinese van is ready for prime time. Oh, so a lot about the Highlander. Again, bring it to market. Be ready. Wow, their Instagram stories over Inside EVs have basically stopped. Western automakers still cooked in the era of AI. Next-gen EVs are a big reset. Stranded, -35 Fred. How long can a Tesla Model 3 keep you warm? Well, I mean, stranded. Aurora's driverless trucks can now run longer than humans are legally allowed to. And those are gas trucks too, so that's interesting. I say gas, they're diesel. BYD plans to make the Auto 3 more popular. Finally know how fast the semi can charge, which is very, very fast.
That's a good question now.
What's that?
That's about the trucks can, you know, go farther, you know, longer than a human.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. Best EVs in France. Oh, finance. I thought I said in France. Tesla deleted lots of features in the Model Y standard, but it didn't ruin it. Yeah, not like they did with the Cybertruck, man. That Cybertruck standard was garbage. I'm sorry.
What now?
I said that Cybertruck standard was garbage. I'm sorry. It's a long range. They took out all the stuff that made it a Cybertruck, other than the shape. Like, yeah, no air suspension, no tonneau cover, like,
yeah,
no rear screen, no this, that, and the other. Come on, guys.
Hey,
you make it a work truck. Make it work truck price.
Hey, you gotta understand. I'm actually there watching them being built and like holding it in. You know,
you're like, is it done? You skipped 3 stations. All right, so this site didn't cover it at all. What the heck? Let's try this other one. I know that somebody had to write on this thing because to watch them patting themselves on the back and what little they actually accomplished. Because let's see, electricity wireless EV charging to the golf course. That's kind of cool. Helix Water District has state-of-the-art managed charging. All right. Don't call it a concept. The 670 horsepower Audi EX7 electric SUV caught testing. Sounds like it's close to reality. Genius. Adding solar panels to semi-trailers is an idea so obvious it hurts. Yeah, I've been thinking about that for years now. We'll talk about that one. I've opened it for later. This London borough is installing 500 curbside EV chargers. Seems like a no-brainer. Google secures 1 gigawatt of solar as Texas data center load surges. That's the other thing I don't understand. All these places complaining about electricity for their computers. Put some solar on the roof. Buy the field next door. Put some solar in that. And then get a couple of Tesla megapacks or competitors and all the equipment that goes with the competitors because they're not turnkey.
Just that simple.
It is.
Like,
it is. Unless you're trying to run it downtown, and most of these things are like out in the sticks. So make sure you include another 8 acres of solar, and you'd be fine. You just spent millions on computers. You can afford it. Tesla suddenly has 4 new, and then you have to worry about the price of electricity going up and down. Apple's upcoming low-cost MacBook. Toyota suddenly has 4 new electric SUVs that it's betting will win over EV buyers. I wouldn't say suddenly. I would just say that they actually finally stopped lying to us and brought forward them to market instead of just showing them off and then not doing anything with them. VE Motion electric trailer axles cut truckers' diesel bills in half. I wonder if this is one of the companies we were talking about before under new name. We'll look at them. Electric President's Day sale. All right. Oh, more on e-bikes. So I'll definitely want to talk about the also right there. Kia's EVs come to life as new flagship store. Glideways looks to refine mass transit with autonomous electric vehicles on dedicated guideways. Video. See, the problem is the guideways requires that some of these cities don't have room for just a free lane to give them a free lane. Actually, 2, because you need bidirectional. Tesla announces Powerwall 3P with native 3-phase power inverter. I was hearing about this, but I didn't actually see anything. Let's click on this one now. Let's share this tab instead and bring it back on screen. I'm probably still not going to do Powerwall for my next one, just because I've found the DIY and I like what I see in the DIY, especially for the price. But I'm not going to discourage because the Powerwall, I think, is one of the best turnkeys out there. So if you need it and you're not into sourcing components, I think this is the best thing you can do for it. They've announced a 3P, a new variant of the home battery with native three-phase inverter built into a single unit. So it's just basically just a Powerwall 3 with three-phase power, which is ready for those handful of places that need it. Because we're talking in the home, like say in Norway or something. Because a three-phase for a company, I guess depending on how big the company is, you would probably just want to get a mega pack. But those are so expensive. They need to bring back the power pack. That was the appropriate size. Like you could have one campus on like one building, one power pack. One campus, 6 power packs. Native three-phase inverter built into the single unit. The product announced for the German market first. So yeah, so it is for Europe. Eliminates the clunky workaround that previously required European homeowners to install up to 3 separate power walls to achieve the whole home backup on the continent's standard three-phase residential grids. Signed up now live on Tesla's website. So yeah, it is just a three-phase power wall. Why three-phase matters? Well, because some people get that as the feed-in from their grid. North America, most homes run on single phase, and the single Powerwall 3 handles the whole home. Europe is different. Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and most continent wire residential properties with three-phase power, which is more efficient, economical to install, and supports higher power demands. Until now, Tesla's answer to this was inelegant. And it's expensive too, because when you look at what they charge for a single Powerwall 3,
jeez.
Yeah, you need 3 of them just to get the basic runtime. And got to get them balanced too. On a single phase backup, need to stack 3 units, 1 per phase to cover the entire home. At roughly $15,400 per unit before the incentives in the US. The European pricing varies. That tripled the cost and complexity of installation. Yeah, and time too. Powerwall 3P consolidates all of that into a single box with native 3-phase power inverter that connects all 3 phases simultaneously and balances loads across them. I don't know why it took them so long to do this. This is smart.
It is.
And I want to say their competition is doing it, but not necessarily. Because I've seen some installs over there that like the DIY stuff, you'll have 3 boxes just in line there. But there are some even DIY that are already 3-phase. Tesla's not released detailed specifications. I think it probably will be just the inverter, really. Standard Powerwall 3 offers 13.5 usable capacity, 11.5 continuous, and 20 kilowatts of DC input, and uses LFP chemistry with a 10-year warranty. Tesla's not disclosed whether the 3P maintains those same specs or adjusts them to accommodate the 3-phase inverter architecture. So the question there really would be what the output of the new inverter is, because if they kept the size, then there's no reason any of that had to change. But if they needed the inverter to still be able to keep up with the whole home, and they made it bigger so that each of the 3 phases is covered in full, then maybe the main unit is less capable than everybody else's main unit for Powerwall 3. And then the extra batteries are all just batteries, so they should still be the same. Unless, of course, they have to perfectly match the first one. Then they should have smaller, like, hats. The company describes the 3P as a compact battery storage system with integrated solar inverter that analyzes energy consumption, solar production, and weather forecasts, and dynamic electricity tariffs to optimize when to store or discharge energy. Excuse me. That last feature is particularly relevant for the German market, where variable electricity tariffs are becoming standard, and real-time optimization can meaningfully reduce household energy costs. And you've got what, 2 pluses or 2s?
2. I just got 2s. But I'm glad you said I got the 2s. I want to, you weren't thinking you can probably maybe find one, somewhere out here at a good low sale price.
What's that?
A 2.
Oh, it's an extra 2? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a good idea, especially if anybody was doing the upgrade, because you can't keep your 2s and your 3s together. They said they were going to figure it out, and then that they've been saying that longer. They said that the Powerwall would work with the Cybertruck. So
keep me in mind. Keep me in mind. Send me all the information if you some come across your desk. As far I want to get more this year.
Okay.
But yeah, because I heard you can't mix them.
Not yet.
And I'm not finna.
Probably never at their rate. By the time they figured out, Powerwall 3 warranties expired, or Powerwall 2 warranties expired. Sorry, we're not going to mix them. We decided we'd put Optimus in their place. That's the one thing I don't understand. Canceling S and X to put Optimus in, but Optimus is going to Austin. So how long is it going to take to put it in Austin? Or what are you going to do with the space once Optimus moves to Austin? Keep it in Fremont too? Or, I mean, because they could have just canceled S and X without an excuse because it wasn't selling all that highly.
Okay, see, this had everybody scratching their head, and I worked there.
Okay.
I heard the rumors last year. You know, it was kind of confirmed. I heard it was gonna probably be announced around, end of January, February.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we all scratch our heads, man.
Marcus and I, we have our S and X's and we love them, but we can see the writing on the wall. You can see it. Let's see.
Hey, look, if I was able blessed to have the funds, I have like 1 or 2 different ones for each other day of the week.
Yes. Yeah, I would have grabbed another one if I could have swung it. Just for be refreshed.
Especially my 2013. That's my baby, man. I love that car, man. I just hit 200,000 miles on it.
It's a classic.
I love
200K. Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir. It's my baby.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't know if you got a chance to see. It was my baby so bad where I seen a video. This guy, he was trying to paint the narrative. They had a 2012 signature for $4,000. It needed a battery pack.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, he was trying to sell the fact that once these batteries go bad, the cars are these cars are just piling up. Everybody $15,000-$20,000 for a battery pack. And not look. I made the video. I did my research just to prove it, debunk that, about because I did chat GPT, what kind of vehicles compared to that Model S 2013 at the time. It was like an Audi, a BMW, something else. But anyway, so I just say hypothetical. Let's just say if a motor needed replacement or motor and trans, and that was it was, and this is just proving facts,
$15,000.
And not that, another thing too, I didn't think about it to chat GPT kind of brought to my attention. Yeah. That's not to say they may run into other problems that's needed if a car with that kind of mileage on there has. People
guaranteed.
But yeah, man, like I said, if I was able to invest right now, I sure find a couple of S's out here that's for $3,000 and buy them and put a pack in them and sell them,
That's right. There's a mechanic around the corner from me. He's got one. He had like soil on the hood for a while, but it looked like it was on the other night because the lights were just on. I was like, all right, you do it. You bring that thing back to life. Yeah. Look like a project when he's got free time. And it doesn't look like he's got a lot of free time.
But things been about to get interesting. I can't say this. Things is about to get interested in a couple matter of months with Tesla when it comes to the performance car side.
All right.
It's gonna be some shockers, it's gonna be some shockers. But I'm crossing my fingers. They bring it back. They just say we're gonna keep on going. You never know. Like I said, man.
I'm still of the mind that what they need to do is just make it fit the Cybertruck platform. Mm-hmm. For the X, that's easy because SUVs and trucks always have shared frames before. The S will be a little harder to fit on the Cybertruck platform, but it was already a wide body car, so if they had the will, they could do that, and then just either run them through in cycles like you see with GM, where like just random cars are coming down the line, or like Honda and Toyota, where batches of cars come down the line. Like today's Cybertruck day, today's new S day, today's new X day. Actually, X and Cybertruck probably still run down the line together, but because you'd have to adjust the way that certain things are spaced for the S.
That's a good point.
It doesn't say that they didn't do that, but they didn't telegraph that either. So if they telegraph it after June, then we'll know. But it could just be that they don't feel they're going to be a car company at all for very long. But my whole thing has been like, you've got enough resources to get the new thing ready and keep doing the old thing, and then just not half-ass it like Ford did. Because Ford's got their whole new Skunk Works, and then it kept, not producing. And then what was it next week? We're supposed to see something from them finally after 8 years.
Who's that?
Ford.
No.
I don't know. But Ford's showing something off soon. I saw Jim Farley talking about it, and I'm excited for that. It looks like they, what you guys call unboxed, they call the tree. So it'll be interesting to see what they think of the tree, and that'll be fun. All right, so let's see. 3P launch comes at a critical moment for the energy division. One segment of the company that is unambiguously growing. Tesla deployed a record 46.7 gigawatt hours of storage in 25, a 48% increase year over year. That's impressive. Driving energy revenue up 26.6% to $12.8 billion. The division's 29.8% gross margin, and that's what Tesla likes to be right there, 20 to 30% margin. It's good and comfortable. Energy storage now accounts for 13% of Tesla's total revenue and 23% of its gross profit, so more than SNX by a landslide. The vehicle deliveries declined 8.6% globally, and that's a couple of major factors go into that, including lack of incentives worldwide and certain social reactions to certain people.
Kacey, let me ask you this. While
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it, I don't mind, doing it on your show.
Yeah.
This is, your opinion, because I was brainstorming this.
Yeah.
They say why. I'm gonna go back to when they said that, they canceling the S and the SX, right? Because of profit and things. Do you think? Now, like I say, I know we all in our group chat, and I follow you guys. You guys big on this. That's why I feed all. I learn from you guys, etc.
Yeah.
But I was just brainstorming because I just love I love this. I love this. I love the product. I love what I love this. But I was just thinking they canceled it. They say why? Because of the numbers. But do you think maybe some of this kind of had to do with like dealing with this politics situation when Elon chose to do what he did, and when they kind of put a bad taste on some people, as the Tesla, the Tesla brand.
Yeah. It's possible if that was enough to lower SNX beyond the threshold where they can break even on it, then like if they start losing money on it, absolutely they would close it in a heartbeat. Or if it was time, like somewhere around the world that they needed to, change it for crash standards or anything like that, then if it wasn't worth redoing it, or that change couldn't be done worldwide, then I would see them canceling the line. And it looks like that time is coming, because I don't see with them making enough Optimuses there before they move to Austin that's needed to be done for that.
Even with that, with the Optimus, I still feel, just by how I see how some people are in the United States are, some people don't like change and things like that. Because every time I talk about it, and I be saying in my video, I can't wait till I get my Tesla body. People talking about, man, these things gonna be taking your jobs and all that. It still got like a negative impact, which I see the benefit, because for example, like packing, I hate packing.
Yeah,
I hate packing. Like that's one of my. I have to do it when I have to, but I just hate packing. I want to have a robot to do it for me.
Right.
I get lazy sometimes. Yeah, I forget to go put the car on charger. I know I gotta go somewhere in the morning, or
Yeah.
I don't feel like going to But I would love to have that for that kind of reason,
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. And I think that, we're all about to see a labor shakeup with or without the robots. And it's not going to be the current gen AI that does it, but I mean, we have seen people lose their jobs to current gen AI. And the world is changing faster than it ever has before. And, I don't know. I don't even have a clue where it's going to end up next, but like, I don't even know what to tell. Like, somebody says, "Oh, you need to get the kids ready for what's coming up." It's like, normally it would be like, "Oh, go to school or go get a trade," but
exactly, and especially with the work. Once again, we moving backwards. Trying to make this a healthier place out here, and the environment is just moving backwards because of
money.
And
not just everybody's money, just a couple of people's money.
Money. What's the word I'm looking for? Not grit, but ego and stuff.
Yeah, I think Elon's prediction that we're going to be like Star Trek coming up is real. But the problem is, I don't know. Like, yeah, there's going to be a world of superabundance or whatever, but how are we going to get from where we are today to that? Like, is he just going to like help his way there? Because it doesn't look like he would be one of the ones that would drive that, from what we've seen of him lately. But if there's nobody to buy the products, even though there's plenty of like robots and AI to make the products, what's going to happen?
Right.
So eventually, you know, once everything is shook up, it will end up very much like Star Trek. But because I don't even see serfdom returning if you could not have to look at, you know, us normal folks or poor people, and you could have the robot do everything. I don't know why you would want us there at all to complain, to have to feed, to give them breaks. So eventually, it will happen.
Yes.
And I think it's going to happen within their lifetime at least. And maybe not the full Star Trek way. It might literally be like the unrest and war that we saw in like Deep Space Nine. It's like, oh my goodness. Not in that one, but like when they did their flashbacks to like as Earth was becoming the utopia.
Yeah. But I actually saw, you know, how I actually saw for my own eyes and the process of Optimus getting built and things like that. I just...
Is it still completely hand built, or is there some automation to it now?
It's a little bit of both, you know. It's like testing here and there that I can't really say, you know. Hit me on the back line. But
I'm curious if it starts building itself one day.
Right now, I can't see canceling two big primary lines like that. That's
right.
That what got me scratching my head and got a lot of...
Because they had always described it as being built in the attic, and like the cars were not built in the attic. So I know now SNX did do that little handoff over the bridge, but that's not the attic. That's a handoff over the bridge. But I have a feeling that it's going to build itself eventually, and that will be interesting to watch as well.
So we shall see, man. But
yeah,
this is about to get interesting, though. So.
Yeah, there are headwinds. Tesla recently recalled more than 10,000 Powerwall units. Oh, was yours part of that? The ones that got recalled?
I didn't get no memo. I didn't get anything from the solar company that installed mine or anything. So I was going to ask you, how would I know? Do it somebody I need to test out? I need to touch out to? I look in the app. I don't have
in the app. You'll see like a charge limited. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't see a charge limit, then it's probably not there. And yours isn't in the sun either. Yours is in the shady side of the house, right?
Yes, correct. Because now it do be in the sun as the sun set.
Right.
But don't be too long though. But.
Right, not like at noon it's getting cooked.
Correct. No.
So I wonder if yours just was before that came about. But either way, if they were in immediate danger, it wouldn't even be your solar company. It would be Tesla coming out to your house.
Okay. And like I said, I'm registered, you know, everything in the app and everything. So I was figuring maybe if it was the case, it'll be you know, coming through the app. I got I got an alert a while back about smoke, some kind of recall or something, like dealing with the seal. But I don't really need to get it done because you know
you don't drive in the water. Yeah. So on that one, like I said, if you see a limit in there, then you're part of it. And if you see a Tesla truck out front of your house, then say yes.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was kind of crossing my fingers because you know what I'm saying. I was like, maybe I can probably ease my way and probably see if I can
get some new ones.
Yeah, I really want a third, you know.
Hey, while you're in there, pop a third one on there.
Yeah, something out. You said it'll be a limiter.
Yeah, it's kind of like on your car when it gets too cold.
Like up in here somewhere?
I'm gonna make it bigger. Yeah, in there it would say something about the Powerwall. Like you would be able to set it to 100 or something. What percent is it at now?
Oh, I do. It's at 87 because it's charging, but
then
I charge mine to 100. It charged to 100 all the time. I've been doing it since day one.
Yeah,
it charged to 100 and it started once it gets to 100, like in the daylight here, because we still got some time left, so it's gonna make it to 100,
and then start selling back.
It's gonna start going to the excess is gonna be going to the grid because the house is a little bit, and the excess is gonna go there.
Yeah,
but I do notice it ain't doing. My guy told me it's about time because I haven't done it in a while, but I got
those panels.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was looking at if I wanted to buy the pole, and if the pole would reach my
I'm
top. Yours is on second story, so it won't work for you. But I wonder if the pole would reach the top of mine.
One of those at though, because I was gonna. I got a big ladder, and I'm thinking about it's because somebody out here, the cheapest one I saw out here to come out here and clean it for me is 400 and
Oh,
some.
gracious!
Yes, so I'm like,
the most I've seen is 200 out here.
400. They got a grid. If you like over, I got like 54 panels, but I'm like, it's right here accessible, and so I might just psych myself up there and get up there myself and just get a pole and do it myself.
I wouldn't do just a ladder. I would get you one of them scaffoldings and a ladder, and then you ladder up the scaffold, and then you do it from there. That we got some room to wiggle.
I'm looking for something like a safety horn, so just if I do fall, exactly. That's what I'm looking for. Send me that information on that when you get sick. I know you can. I know you're the man for it, though.
Yeah, if I find that they have a pole to reach my roof, then they'll probably still do all right with yours. Because
have you had yours done since you had them?
Yeah, the company put them on, did it once, and then my neighbor did it once.
Do you got trees over your home? Because we don't have trees. Okay.
Yeah, thankfully.
How often? From the first time you had it cleaned, from the time you had it put in, like how long it took?
I used to do it every 2 or 3 years, but like I said, I got done last year, and I want to go ahead and do it again this year. Because they looking dingy again.
Hey, look, I even made a quick little YouTube short about the app. I know the app kept getting updated. I love it because like when the sun is out, it'll show the sun over my home, or if it's
nice.
You know that? Hey, if it's getting dark and starts showing the sun, it's like,
oh, that's cool.
I was like, little stuff like that Tesla do, that's just kind of just on the app alone as far as software updates or over the air updates,
Yeah,
but I thought that was pretty cool. So like if it was raining, it'll show the rain.
Nice.
Show the rain coming up, the lightning, show a little lightning, of course. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
All right, especially like if you do a storm watch, put a little lightning on there.
Exactly, in storm watch mode. So
yeah. So let's see. There are headwinds, 10,000 recalls. A stupid name for a law, Big Bill Act. Is it a bill or is it an act? And why they gotta be beautiful?
That'd be hilarious.
The federal tax credits on residential energy storage systems like Powerwall in the U.S. Yeah, but see, the thing is, as long as it's priced correctly, people are still going to get it because one, you get the benefit to not be without power, and two, you can make or save enough money to be worth doing it, even if you're not into green. The commercial credits for the Mega Pack and Mega Block continued to the 2030s. Interesting. Makes international markets like Germany, where incentive programs for home storage remain intact, even more strategically important for the Powerwall product line. Crowded European market. Tesla is not launching the Powerwall 3P into a vacuum. The European residential storage market is intensely competitive, and several rivals already offer native three-phase solutions. Yeah, like I was saying, there are a few out there already. Not as common as what Tesla used to do and just put 3 of them up there, because that's pretty straightforward. Enphase has been aggressively expanding across Europe with the IQ Battery 5P with flex phase technology, which launched in Germany, Austria, Switzerland in 2025. And yeah, Enphase has been on a tear lately. Like they had their little acquisition of Clipper Creek, and then everything changed. Enphase has been aggressively expanding that. BYD offers 3-phase capability to their battery box Hive. HVE, powered with the Powerbox hybrid inverter. And the modular stacks work with popular European inverter brands like Fronius and SMA. Sonnen, a powerful German brand now owned by Shell, provides the Sonnen Battery 10 with a virtual power plant integration, a feature particularly popular in the German market, where dynamic tariff optimization is a real selling point. I wish we had that more here in the States. We do have a little bit of it here. Powerwall 3P's core advantage is simplification. One box, one installation. Yeah, that's what I keep saying. Is like you can go with the competitors, but you're very rarely going to be able to get one box and done. It's usually a bunch of stuff. Like Enphase requires 3 multiple 5 kilowatt-hour modules to match the Powerwall's 13.5. BYD's 3-phase typically requires a separate inverter purchase. And if Tesla prices the 3P competitively or at or near the cost of a single Powerwall 3, that would be amazing if they did it at the price of one Powerwall 3. And they could undercut multiple component setups from rivals on an installed cost.
I would definitely say that.
Yeah. And then that would be the other reason why I would do a Powerwall over a DIY. If the price was close, it's just the simplicity of just one thing. Let's see. Long overdue fix, and the execution of cramming 3-phase inverter into a single mounted unit is exactly the kind of product engineering Tesla excels at. With its industry-leading power electronics integration. See, people see this place is anti-Tesla. Look, they're saying nothing but good stuff about this. Now the question is, are Tesla's brand issues in Europe extending to the energy division? They might. Or I don't actually see probably as much being an issue with Tesla in Europe for this. I expect what we're going to see a problem here is the U.S. company in Europe, because right now we are just poking everybody in the eye and daring them to do something. And we've already seen that a bunch of them will get tired of our crap and do something about it. All right, so let's look at this here with the comments. I'm curious what people think about 3P. I don't see the comments. I clicked it. There were 30 comments, I said, right? Let's close the comments. Open them back again. I've made it mad. Let's refresh. It doesn't look like it refreshed. Let's refresh again.
Did I just hear your baby?
I think you did.
Your mic is
really good.
You can hear an ant walking around the floor.
Yes.
Oh.
Are all the comments broken or just this one article? Howdy is putting the finishing touches on the most affordable EV, the VW ID3. Any comments on this one? 13. I might be blocking comments. Let me see. Can I get at the controller for that? Maybe. I'm checking to see as if I have any kickbacks on my log here. I shouldn't be blocking comments. And I don't think the comments come from a server that had nefarious content on it. That'd be a reason for me to block it. That one. Then top clients. There we go, top blocks. Although what would block it is if they come off of IPv6. I broke my IPv6 over the weekend. Let's go back. Can we go back? You never go back, Charlie. You never go back. All right, let's just go. Oh, there it is. Expand. And then comments. And then failed to load comments. And see if my blocks have gone up. I don't see anything.
What's that? You say your comment? The comments on that one?
Yeah, but all their comments seem to be blocked. Let me see if the browser is doing it. I've had that happen before. More. 16 domains. Get a listing, please. YouTube. Oh, that's everything. I was like, what do they have YouTube on their page for? And then I saw that a whole bunch of stuff to this chat program of ours. So I can close this window. Wait, no, I'll leave it open and then reload the page again. And then it should show up on this list if this program is doing it. Ooh, a whole bunch of stuff. 9 to 5. Wow, let me put this back up here again. All right, YouTube streaming. We don't need a benchmark. Powerwall 2 was allowed, or Powerwall 3, sorry, was allowed. Inverter, collector, video player hub, gallery. One signal was allowed. Typekit was flagged. WordPress. Google Manager. Event tracking was blocked. They loaded a bunch of ads.
What browser you use?
I'm using a version of Microsoft Edge. See ads, a bunch of YouTube stuff. So that's being allowed. Initial player response. PLX. Generate. All right, I'm not seeing anything that would block it. So what I'm going to do, close this and undo this. See what happens. And then we'll know for sure. Live debugging. All right, so the ads came in, but the comments did not. So this one is not responsible for no comments. Turn that back on. Refresh again. All right, so if it's still gone when I fix the IPv6 in the network, then we'll know that it was something I did elsewhere. Tesla dropped. Oh yeah, let's look at the bike before we run out of time. Also, ridealso.com. So this is a sister company to Rivian. They got spun out by RJ when he was starting up Rivian. 1 in a million. 1,000,001. They've got this modular bike you can put on your cargo kit, which is the one that we reserved there, so we can put the girls in the back. Or you can get a regular post for just you. You can get road tires. You can get knobby tires. What was interesting about this for me was all the technology, because e-bikes are a dime a dozen, but this one has what we've become used to with our Teslas and Rivians. You've got your phone key. You've got auto lock. You walk away and it locks itself. The battery will lock. It's got an alarm with tracking. It's got a Sentry mode basically. They didn't call it gear guard. They didn't call it Sentry mode either, but it's that. And the battery charges at 240 watts USB-C, and it's got 2 USB-C ports on it. So you can charge 2 things at once, like a laptop at full speed, and then something else probably also at full speed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I liked their little helmet. I didn't like the styling of the helmet, but I liked everything else about the helmet. It's got you got lighting, you get your what do you call it? Your running lights, basically. Brake light.
I seen the Mercedes bike, the
They do
Mercedes
the same.
helmets with the headlight and the brake light on the helmet, which is pretty cool. It syncs up with the bike.
Yeah. So it's got where's the details on it? There we go. At a glance. Oh. Got the high bar system, the release layer system. There we go. It's like an inside out airbag. Did it switch? Reject. Okay, it switched. The release system protects what makes you you. Oh, this is a whole nother company. So they just integrated this. Introducing RLS, the world's only release layer system. If you can, jettison those, and then you've made some of the energy go elsewhere. They make helmets safer by enabling panels to roll and release upon impact, significantly dissipating rotational forces that can cause life-changing brain injuries. So this isn't the Rivian helmet. This is the technology on the Rivian helmet. Patented release panel layers fastened. I say Rivian, but also helmet. Fastened to a bearing layer, bonded to the helmet shell, designed to roll and release. Oh, I see. So the shell comes off, and those are actually BBs under there. So if you're sliding along the ground, then you've got wheels, basically, so that you're not dragging and twisting. It'll help reduce. That makes more sense now. Where'd he go? He went behind the trees and he was gone. 4x reduction of risk of concussion. So that guy tumbled. Now this one, the panel got gripped off, and it kept sliding without twisting his neck. Okay. All right. Works beautifully. Yeah, because I was about to say, if you hit your head, you're going to need a new helmet anyway. But yeah, if you hit your head, why not also keep it a little safe? I got a mountain, urban. So it looks like they took the urban one and made it their own. Yep, there's also whoever Hexer is, can you? Okay. There has to be a better way. So let's go back to also share this tab instead, close this other one. Release layer system, high bar system is what? Another link outside? It is. All right, your helmet, but fitter. High bar replaces central straps and buckles for a secure, precise, user-friendly helmet experience with a simple twist of a dial. I like that. Okay, and they're everywhere because this is a work helmet. Okay, that's cool. I was never a fan of the little straps. I put them on because you had to, but I didn't like the straps. All right, so
how many have you ordered already?
2. 2. One for me, one for my wife. They say they start shipping this year. We'll see. Okay. Right, so it's IP6X6, so it's got waterproof rating. It's got a charging of USB-C. I think that's what the other port is for. You plug in the bike, plug in the helmet together, and they, when you go for your next trip to there. So it's got one headlight of 200 lumens, and the other light is a task light. I guess if you're looking at a map or whatever. It's 550 grams. Sounds heavy to me. Got the fit right there with the high bar. The sound another wavelength. You get the 2 new levels of transcendence with the seamless audio integration, alpha waves built-in speakers, and crystalline sound straight to your cortex with the pleasing transparency that helps keep you present and alert as you ride. So it's got the speakers, it's got lights, it's got the brake light, and it integrates with the there's the RLS. integrates with the lighting system on the bike. So let's go back now. Before we get to the bike, because this was cooler to me. They have 2 quads. All right, so they got the TMQ, which is this one here. It looks like a little mini Rivian van to me.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, and then they've got this golf cart replacement. So you can either have cargo that doesn't need a cover, or you can like put your kids in it, because right now it's actually got, you can kind of see it. They got 2 benches on this one right here. So I was thinking immediately as soon as I saw it, I thought rickshaw, and I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome right there. So that was like a little like a touristy area. You go on tours, you got your people in the back.
I would love to have that at the racetrack. Me and my crew terrorizing people on trying to get them to race me.
Yes. Get people or cargo in the back right there.
Yeah.
And then this one, on the big one, I obviously see probably only as delivery. Like maybe the mail truck at a big corporate campus, or definitely like UPS and FedEx and Amazon, but lower carbon footprint. Let's see. So it's got the same operating system as the regular bicycle, but because it's a bike, you can use it in the bike lane in many cities, and then you can change out your cargo box, so it doesn't have to be people, but the one they ship it with is people. And then you've got a Fleet Your Fleet. The TMQ has 4 wheels. It's an electric bike at heart, pedal powered with a motorized assist. Like the TMB, the TMQ is designed, engineered, and tested to automotive standards. Lower upfront cost of maintenance. The other thing I liked about this was when I found out that they were not just by-wire like braking and everything, but they are by-wire pedaling. So you're actually pedaling into a generator, not into a chain. It's got a chain, but the motor is controlling that exclusively. It's got regen, which was right up my alley, because I like electric stuff. With more space to fit everything, the TMQ makes open air, in the moment mobility even more part of your everyday life. I think that'd be awesome for like a rickshaw type situation right there. And see, they got the 2 benches. You can see them a little better there. And then I guess you could probably fold them down or even use them as shelving. Hop aboard. Ingy, what's up, baby? What's making you upset? Mommy made you sad? Yeah. Where's your shirt? It was wet from the rain? All right. You want to get a shirt on and come sit with me? All right, go put your shirt on and come up sit with me. Because I got the camera on and you need to be wearing a shirt. Okay? Put a shirt and come with me. Yeah? Or bring a shirt and I'll put it on you and then we can come sit with me, okay? Yeah, because you can't reach the light. I'll turn on the light for you. Hold on. Huh? Everyone. No, hold on. Let me put on the light for you. Go get your shirt, okay? All right. The hallway light's on now. All right, grab a shirt out of the bedroom and then I'll put it on for you and you come and sit with me, okay? Okay. See you soon. With the shirt. Or whole dress, whichever one. Bring a dress or bring a shirt. Come sit with me. No, not the shirt, not the wet shirt. You got a new shirt from the bedroom. Yeah. Okay. You want to get your Minnie Mouse shirt or your Elsa shirt? Okay. Go get it from the basket. I'll have to put it on. Okay. It's in the big basket in my room. You can't. Will mommy help you get it and you come sit with me? Mommy's angry? What did you do to make mommy angry? One more time? Like this? What's this? You said please?
There's another one.
Why she didn't do it? Is her hands full? What about in the other basket in my room? That's some of your clothes. You want to bring all that and I'll have to put it on? Okay, go bring it and I'll be right here. I don't know what her mom's busy with, but she didn't give her an answer she liked. So that was the quad. And like I said, the bike's got by-wire pedals and braking. You obviously can still squeeze really hard and get friction brakes. It's got them too, but you see it? No. What about in the basket that just came out of the washing machine in the hallway right there? We'll come with the blanket and I'll put you in there. Blanket or towel? Mm-hmm. Okay, so got the by-wire, got the little call out to their history with the Rivian headlight. The headlight is real. It's got I think they said 1500 lumens, so it's not a little visual. You can actually use it to navigate with. And then you've got the one on the headlight on the helmet. Sorry. Then you've got two models. You've got the sport or performance, and then you've got the regular one. And they can both go. The regular one can go up to 60 miles. Performance can go up to 100. And you got the assist multiplier of either 5x or 10x. Air shocks, coil forks. Let me turn off my camera for a second. We'll put her in a dress, and then we will get her on here with us. All right, come on. Come on. I got it.
Hey y'all, while I'm waiting on Kacey to get back, I just want y'all please go check out my YouTube channel at EV Smoke ATS. Got some good things going on there, some big things gonna happen. We can collab with some big major people representing the EV. So check that out when you get a second there, please. Yeah.
Okay, let's turn our camera back on. But
I was getting my little shameless plug in right quick about my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We had a little brief intermission break.
She says, hey. He says, hey, let me get you some headphones so you can hear.
Future podcasts, future hosts. Hey.
Hey.
I told you his name's Mr. Marcus.
Mr. Marcus?
Yes. How you doing?
Do you call him? Do you call him?
No, he coming into the show.
Oh, and what are your friend names?
Are you talking about Patrick and Mark? Mm-hmm. They were probably at home with their kids. Yeah.
All
right, where did my mouse go? There it is. All right, so they've got two models. They got the sport and the regular, and the sport comes with a couple of choices of you get all standard or sport ride modes, and air shock and air fork, and the standard has got air shock and a coil fork. Color accents are UBE or gray, transparent charcoal or gray, a little bit more starting price at 45 to 35, mid 26 to late 26. Your ride, your journey. So this is the standard seat here. Obviously, they've changed the colors on them, but that's the one I picked for my wife and I on our build was the cargo seat rather than the bench, because then you can strap a baby seat to it. And they've got the bench, which is the long one, which is it sits a little lower, so you can more easily put your feet flat on the floor. And you get the high or the low, depending on your height for the height of the stem there. And that battery pack comes out and locks. It's built using the same 2170 cells as the Rivian trucks, but they're not liquid cooled because they don't need to be for
Daddy,
this
can you
application.
hear me?
Do they hear
Can
you?
you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. I got to get you a cable though. It goes from here like this black one. I got a red cable ready for
When
you.
you said that, you mean like for cooling, right?
Yeah, for cooling and heating. I guess it'll heat itself based on you using it. And then you can see
Why
the
you have beard?
why do you have a beard? So they've got the planetary gear set right out to the belt drive there. And oh, that was the other thing. They flashed the fenders there. I'm going to put some fenders on ours because I hate getting wet when I ride a bike.
Good point.
Why
Yeah.
you not eat your food yet?
Because I needed to warm it up because it's very tough biscuits without warming them up.
Anytime I make one for me when we get back from
I
the
just
circle.
grabbed those from off the counter. I don't know if they were made for me or not. I do like that they have the chain guard though, so the chain's not splashing on you.
Make one for me when we come back
Yeah,
in the car.
I'm not gonna tell her. You can ask her. You know what I haven't seen on here is a kickstand. I'm guessing it's this thing right here. It's probably just like a regular, like a motorcycle style kickstand.
That's what
It looks like it. Yeah,
Stand.
yeah. And I like
That's
the frame here. Yeah. Oh, the frame suspension there. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. That's what.
And
That
so
is.
while we are typically in an area where it's just like high speed highways everywhere and stroads, but there are a lot of really nice bike paths around here, and I think that we've been looking at e-bikes for forever, and the guy at Monroe, when he was talking to them, he's like, yeah, it's a little bit of decision paralysis because there's like all these different types, and we don't know what we want, what type of riding we're going to do, this, that, and the other. And the guy at also, he's like, hey, we have so many of our customers say that, and not everybody wants to have 17 bikes in their garage like me. And so
when we had Electrify Expo out here last year, man, I rode two of them.
yeah,
I said, I was like, I want to get one now, but I don't know which one to get. I was like,
exactly. And it's not like they were just like a regular bicycle, or you could like just get an entry level one and be like, all right, and this is the one I like. I'm gonna go on to the next one once I know what I like. They're all starting at $2,000, working their way up to like $10,000. Like, I gotta get the right one to get the first one.
Gotta make it count.
Yeah. So then I saw that interview, and I saw a couple of people talking about this. And I was looking at technology, and I was like, this is me. And so I went ahead and put down 2 reservations, one for me, one for my wife. And I think this will be what we've been looking for. And I also feel a little safer with the safety equipment on it, with putting the baby bike on that thing. And I guess for really short trips, she'll take her own bike. But if we're going on any of those bike trails, she's gonna give up in the first mile or two. So we'll definitely just put her in the bigger baby seat. So here's what the connection is for the post there. We can change it out. I guess that's just the running light, because the actual light is much brighter than that. They've got their own system right here for the onboard computer. It gives you the exact percentage of the battery instead of just bars. It gives you your speed. They've got GPS in there, but it's not just like Google Maps, because Google Maps isn't very good at bicycles in a lot of areas. So they'll run it through a bicycle GPS, and then they'll push it from your phone into here, which is pretty nice. But it's still got a GPS on board for stuff like when it's stolen or whatever, where you can go get it back. And it's also got, I was surprised to see from the interview, they don't ever mention this anywhere. They've got auxiliary battery. So when the main one is out and getting charged with you, the bike is still locked. So somebody couldn't just come and put their own battery in and walk off with it. And the GPS is still on everything. So you don't have to worry about just going to get lunch, just leaving it out front.
Why have they behind my eye?
Huh?
They put some good thought in that. Yeah, they don't
Yes.
put some good thought into it. I must say.
Exactly. Yeah, and that was something I was glad to see. It's the kind of EVs that I like to see. Like, you know, you got the Rivian, you got the Tesla, you got a couple of other ones that aren't just in it to sell you a new one every year. So swap one top frame for another in under 3 seconds. Make your presence known with front and rear LEDs. And they were purposeful about the lighting. They made it so it lights your body so that people can see, you know, they can see not just a vehicle, they see an animal, they see the human, they see the arms flailing, they see the legs pumping. They just viscerally, your body responds differently to a being than it does to a vehicle. And so they made sure that the light from the headlights and the taillight is cast onto the rider, which was really cool to see. I don't know what this button down here does. They didn't demonstrate that in any of the videos. And then here's the frame. There's the gear set. So you're pedaling into a motor or a generator, really, and then the motor is doing what it wants to do there. And they said it 5x on the regular one and 10x on the sport boost of what you put in to what you get out. And then they got 2 different batteries. They got 60-mile battery and the 100-mile battery. I told my wife that she didn't want the sport one, so I reserved her the regular one and then put the 100-mile battery on it, because I said if it's anything like the way we use batteries today, we're not going to fully charge it. And so then you'll have the same 60 miles for a much longer amount of time. And probably better boost if you start kicking into it or whatever, you know. It's got all the cells spread across it.
It did say regen, right?
Yeah, it's got regen, yeah. So if you're coming down a long hill,
yeah,
boom, right back in the battery pack. And so they said, ride like a dream. Let's click on this. And here's the heart of it. You got doesn't that look like a vehicle transmission right there? Interplanetary gear set. It's metal gears. They called out because of the way they've structured it. The actual planets are plastic, but everything else in there, look at it, is metal. This is the generator, and then the motor is similar. Like one of them's axial flux, they said. And they go in a magnesium case.
Wow.
Yeah. Got torque up to 180 Newton meters. Up to 10 times the assist. 30% grade. That's pretty cool. You done with this? Okay. Put this back up here. Are you feeling better? Are you trying to sleep or are you trying to walk? Okay. There you go. Propulsion features. It's got the dynamic riding, which I thought was kind of cool too. So you got auto, where it just does the right thing because you don't really need gears because it's got a planetary transmission. But it won't feel like a CVT because that's a lot of the competition is doing straight up CVT. And then if you wanted to, you can do simulate gears, but unlike a geared bike, it the gear shifts are instant and you don't have to worry about the chain popping off if you do it the wrong way too aggressively or if you misshift, because, well, there's nothing to pop off. Or not because of the gear shift anyway. Which I thought was pretty cool. Get a throttle assist or boost depending on where you are. Some places it's illegal to have a the handlebar twisty, and well, not really, not to have it on there, but what it does on the e-bike is illegal in some jurisdictions. And if you cross into those zones, it just switches to the right mode, which I thought was kind of cool too. Throttle or assist boost. Sometimes it's nice to get cruise on, and the TMB cruise you shall. It's equipped with a throttle that enables you to coast along pedal free at up to 20 miles an hour. Try it on a scooter inspired bench top. That's the longer, softer banana seat, basically. That's optimally free and easy. Due to regulations in some states and jurisdictions, the throttle will act as an assist boost in those areas, temporarily increasing your assist multiplier while you hold it down. It helps flatten out hills. Like say you do want to get on it for exercise instead of just to, pedal a little bit and go see the area. You can at least just cut out the hardest part of the hills, if you wanted to. Hill flattening crushes climbs for you. This feature-activated Dream Ride constantly monitors the grade of your ride and delivers extra torque on the wheel for ascents. The result, hills take no more effort to ride than flats. And the two CEOs went out for a ride together. You got RJ and you got this guy. They were out on a ride, and RJ's like, "I'm gonna make it hard," and so for no reason, he's just there just sweating because he turned off all the assists to climb this hill they were on doing the video, and the guy's like, "This is easy." And then you have the regen. When you brake, you're not just slowing down; you're recharging the battery. Regen works to capture your kinetic energy normally lost to heat as you keep your battery topped up. The other thing about it, though, is say you are going down a long, steep grade, like a mountain, and you're not heating up your brakes to the point where they're either gone or just not as effective. So when you do want to use your brakes, they're available to you. And it's a belt drive. Dream Ride is equipped with a toothed carbon fiber belt drive. The belt drive requires minimal maintenance and no lubrication, less cleaning, and they don't rust. So they can go for up to 10,000 miles before they need replacing. Now, I've got some biking friends that you know the whole ultimate biker, the Lycra shower when they get to work, all that. They would probably do that easily and have to go through a couple. But I can also see a bunch of people who are more casual that would be a lifetime item right there, having the belt on there. And close this.
They put some thought into it.
They did.
Got to say.
Yeah, and then at the top of the screen is the e-ink display, so you're not wasting any of your charge maintaining a screen. And it doesn't take much energy to update the screen either, because it's e-ink, e-paper, where if you take the power away, it still has memory retention in the screen. And so it only takes minimal energy to update it when you need to. And you probably only need to do that when you unplug it, because if it's in the bike, it knows you can't see it, right? So save that little bit of electricity too. It's and you get over-the-air updates just like the cars. So if you have a Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, you like your updates, get them in your bike now too.
It gets better over time.
Yes. Oh, I like it's got DRLs. I was wondering if it had DRLs, because that would probably be something I would do. Just leave the light on all day so that nobody can accidentally hit me. And then here you see they're pointing out there's not just a road bike. I mean, we might go on some trails like this, but I don't foresee us like climbing them up into forgetting to signal correctly. Also, it's built for the purpose from the ground up alongside the bike's hardware. It's the perfect blending of software and hardware over mind over body that allows it to conjure a riding experience like no other. Oh, plus, it also works perfectly on the quads. So you get GPS, Bluetooth Low Energy, Wi-Fi, and LTE-M. And of course, it'll connect to the helmet and your phone. Because I'm glad you pointed it out to the guy at Monroe. He's like, "Hey, I love riding my bike, but I'm missing out on valuable podcast time," because they were like me and only really do some podcasts in the car. Because I do a lot of my ebooks in the car, so I was liking that idea. And some podcasts, though, I'll do right here in my seat at like 2x, or depending on what it is, I'll just watch it straight. Which means your bike will continually evolve. It also dreams up new features, from new ride modes to ways to keep your bike safe. OTAs ensure